As we start, the eyes of the world descend into the land that is now known as Alanol. A heavily changed, heavily terraformed, and many of its old secrets revealed since the arrival of what was known as the Titans some 25 years ago. And as such, as the gods had died or fled, new ones took their place. This the year of 25 after Exodus. We look into the city of Kerymorath, a burgeoning and well-governed city by mages and its magistocracy, led by what are known as the Magusdiasis. Here, our story begins in the mind of you, Vale. As the sun begins to rise just over the north of the Bordean Canyons, your mind comes out of a dark place. A place you have dreamed many a night. A dark forest, hungered in the growls and the terrifying link between mind and dream. And in this place, you continue to look for another pair of eyes you have seen many times before, but could never truly reach. As you open your eyes, you groggily roll off the side of your bed. You hear the faint sound of a rasping at your chamber door.
I will get up, smooth back a hair, straighten up, be standing up tall, and then I will go to the door and answer it.
As you do, you open to see a familiar face, one that has raised you since your youth. A tall female human woman with very light blue eyes, long brownish hair. The personal secretary to your master. Good morning, Vale.
Good morning.
I see you've chosen a different face today.
Well, it's the best that I can do, having just woken up.
Well then. His lordship is in need of your presence soon. He is having multiple guests and would prefer to have his loyal apprentice to provide opinion, as usual.
I see. Alright. I will get ready right away and I will head out.
Very good. And, don't bother with classes today.
I'm gonna tilt my head. Nod.
Very good. I will see you within the Master's solo. And she closes the door. This very firm-faced woman.
It's time to put myself together.
Alright. As you go into your dresser and you begin to fit your usual Magus attire, you make sure to double check the mirror and make sure everything's correct before finally nodding and making your way out into the large tower within Kerymorath. As you can see, walking out the passing windows, you can see this tower just looms over the entirety of this massive, well-built new city that had been erected so quickly in such a short amount of time due to multiple kingdoms not wanting to create a central war zone, but instead a central place of peace. As you begin to walk through the halls, and you begin to see like a small procession here. Okay. You see what looks like to be 3 individuals wearing 3 different types of clothing, but their uniform is relatively the same. You have the leader of the Mariners Guild, who wears a lot of these blues and has kind of this gatory motif that comes down and over the heart, and then just kind of sits under the breastplates. This is Malze Dove. As you know, she deals with a lot of the threats that kind of linger within the lake of Kerymorath. You have Olimnu Kirsten, who is the Soul Keepers Guild. They wear these large and kind of feathered black outfits. And you can see kind of just over the cresting over the right shoulder or both shoulders are these massive raven-like crests that reach towards the heart. And then finally you see a large and in charge type of Goliath man who is wearing a lot of these yellows and bearing draconic crests, as this is Lord Havicent Alucard III. And he, along with the Radiant Knights, keep the law of this city. As they go to pass you, you see as Havicent stops and is like, "Lady Vale, a moment if you will."
She nods towards them all, just, "Good morning. Yes, what is it?"
You see as the 2 ladies nod and the large Goliath man, "Are you going to go see your master this morning?"
Indeed I am.
"Inform him that I have distributed the list across the city."
Very well.
Thank you. As you see, as he turns, you always kind of had this feeling that there's this somewhat air of superiority around him. He doesn't ask please, he doesn't make any kind requests, he just tells you. You could always tell he has always had this nobility from Ortofheim kind of hanging over his shoulders. As you continue to pass throughout the tower, you hear more and more about those who have delved into its dungeon, the treasures, the lost artifacts, and those who have been researching everything that kind of has been revolved around it, especially those of regarding the Lost Age. As you reach towards the top of the tower, as the pair of doors, you can see kind of just bending this red steel that comes hooked over, and this looming phoenix-like design as it looks down at you. The weight of something behind these doors is not unfamiliar to you.
Mm-hmm. She looks at the ornate phoenix for a moment before getting back to the door and knocking firmly.
You can come in.
She does so.
As you open the door, you see behind what is this massive kind of compassed window behind a large desk and the hooded figure that just staring down at the tower throughout that window, straight down to the south. Here within the solar, he just kind of looks around. You can see the piles and shelves of books and scrolls and a table off to the side with the large map that kind of covers the entirety of Alanon, and pins from all over Alanon that kind of just indicate plans and distinctions of action or necessary action. As you get closer towards this nice redwood table and various other magical trinkets that kind of line the top of it, he stares down before finally bringing his head back up. Thank you for coming, Vale.
Of course.
I'm unfortunately going to need you for most of today, so your classes will have to wait.
Understood.
As he turns and as the small capelet of the outfit kind of just spins up, you can see the long sleeve as well as the silver ring on his ring finger. We have a guest coming soon. A rather inconvenient moment given our current propensities of those who have been bothersome within the city.
I see. And then? Before we continue on with this, I have been informed by... What was the person's name again? The Goliath?
Lord Alucard.
Lord Alucard. They have handed out the list.
It is a shame that we have to continue to remove those who break the rules of the dungeon from the city, but it needs to be done. In order to prevent conflict, it is a matter of necessity. I'm relatively sure those venturing groups will find me unfairly heavy-handed, but they won't be here long enough to complain.
Mm-hmm. That's settled. Doesn't matter. Who is our guest?
As you say that, you can hear a knock at the door, and as the head looks up, you may come in. As the door opens, you see a tall-looking, strange-looking tiefling man. As he enters, he has these almost bright-like eyes, a pair of horns that come out from the long hair, one with a long kind of side braid to it, and a large sweeping tail. On his back, he has a shield and a spear that kind of have this very almost intricate design, and as well as this heavy, somewhat Celsian styled outfit. Speak of the devil. And as he comes and enters, he looks at you and then towards your master. Sorry, I could have been here a little bit earlier if you told me so. No, perfect timing, actually. Well, this is Amun-Ra, old family friend of mine.
See? A pleasure.
As he looks at you, there is a moment as he looks into your eyes. You have a dark forest in your eyes.
Excuse me?
Nothing. You just reminded me of something. And you can kind of see that there is like a level of impatience under the hood. Amun-Ra here is to assist me with a problem, considering that he had befallen a matter of trouble that is now costing him a great deal of inconvenience. And as such, his superiors have sent him to me. Now, the question is, I need to figure out what to do with him, considering everything else going on within the city. And you see as he turns towards you, I'm very good at fighting.
Is there anything else?
I would say that I'm quite brave in a lot of aspects. I got some minor abilities in healing. As his head turns towards back to your master. I'm not exactly really sure, but whatever task it is that you want me to complete, I can just do it. And see as your master just like, no, because it does not mean it needs to be simple. I do not want you just coming here and getting a slap on the wrist as you've often escaped with. See as he kind of just like flattens out a bit. Vale.
Yes.
I would seek your wisdom in this moment. What should I do with young and brave Amun-Ra?
Well,
See, as you look at him, he's kind of just this... He's trying to, like, put on a smilier face.
Well, having an adventurer that we know personally would be beneficial in handling issues, though from the sounds of it, it would be good for someone else to join him to oversee him.
I do not want him dealing with any of the other Magusdiasis, given their machinations never often align with my own. See as Amun-Ra just like nods his head. If there is a way to keep an eye on him, perhaps I've been hearing that the Rosewalls have been needing a extra hand with things. There are very few allies in these moments, so I'm sure Lord Baracus and Seratonia will be more than willing to accept a scrappy youngster like yourself. And you can see as he kind of just nods his head a bit. So I'll be keeping an eye on some people. Guard work. Fine.
Do you have issue with this?
You see he looks at you and just like, again, like kind of stares into the eyes a bit. I'll assume it'll keep me out of trouble.
Better. What trouble have you been in before for that to even be a worry?
I might have taken a few things, given them to a few people. Pissed off a number of others. You know, usual adventurer shit.
Delightfully vague.
Well, if you manage to get to know me a little bit better, perhaps I'd be willing to tell.
She looks unimpressed and annoyed, but she's not going to start an argument in front of her master, like how it would be important for her to know information, so she just looks away from him towards her master.
You can see your master just like, also kind of just doing the like... He has caused trouble for a lot of people, including us, as well as those who have managed to garner an advantage against our mission. So,
I see.
while he is fixing that mistake, he is in the service of me, and as well as anyone that is willing to listen to the Grand Mage. So, while he goes and fixes his mess, we will continue doing what we do best. You can see there is a somewhat sharp not shame, but like not wanting to like even over-explain himself at this moment. Right. Well then. Tell me where I need to go, and I'll go.
About that, I was wondering if it would be possible for me to escort him there. Unless you still need me immediately at this moment.
As he goes to answer, you hear another knock at the door. And you see as he's just like, "It's always something. Come in." As entering, you can see one of the Radiant Knights as a little bit more dressed down, like a real basic gate guard, as he enters in, and you see as he kind of just leans over towards your master and just whispers something. And you see just all of it becomes befallen. You immediately feel as the room begins to rise in temperature, as if it emanates from his very being here. Thank you. As he dismisses the guard, and the door shuts. Change of plans. You, Amon-Ra, you are still going to deal with the Rose Walls. However, I'm going to need you for further instruction later. You're dismissed. Vale, I need you here for the moment. As he kind of just leans back in the chair, and you can see there's just this frustration in his kind of just body language, even in the lower face, the long beard that kind of just wraps around in this kind of fiery-like motif. As Amon-Ra looks towards you. Well then, I guess I'll leave it to me for now. I'll be back, and I'll see you around. Vale.
Yes.
Vale. Good to meet you. He kind of just has this awkward leave to him, and as the door shuts, and right before the door shuts, he looks back. I'll do my best. No promises, though. Before the door shuts. And you see as your master just continuously, like, rubbing his temples. You can speak freely.
Does my opinion really matter right now, given apparently you've been told something?
Your opinion does deeply matter to me.
About Amon-Ra?
Yes.
He seems... oh. Good-intentioned, but... She tries to think of a nice way to put it, but... My first thought is that he seems to be of... one of the idiots that are a bit too gung-ho, possibly at times, and has not seen or felt enough repercussions to be careful. since he stated that guard duty is so boring, I assume that he yearns for more exciting things and doesn't realize the importance. So.
Which is all the more reason why his position is welcome. He is a wild card for sure, but he is controllable. Comparative to the other Magusdiasis, I find him mildly more refreshing than those with plans and ill intent to circumvent my command. He's trustworthy, to say the very least. And you are right, he seeks excitement, which is the main reason why he got himself in the position he is in now. But he will be useful. That is his intent.
She nods.
Now, whilst I would have preferred you to have gone with him to seek out the Rose Walls, I have something far more important for you to take care of now. As the heat of the room finally kind of gets to him as he pulls back the hood and shows the entirety, the long gray streak along the side of his hair, the way it falls over like a flame design, this fire genasi man, Lord Ignus Brimlight, the Grand Mage, as he sits there. He collects his words as he is trying everything in his power to not feel frustrated. As you are well aware, my children have also grown to age and now have boldly made their way here. Somehow even circumvented my banning process. No thanks to a Vance Knight who has recently established his guild here within the city. His position within the Magusdiasis also provided him a opportune time to have allowed them through the southern gate. Considering I do not trust anyone to be dealing with this matter aside from myself and you, I have very little recourse to dealing with this myself at the moment. And as such, I'm electing you to no longer be my apprentice, but to be my ally.
She straightens up a little bit more.
I need someone to keep an eye on them. Make sure they stay safe. My son has decided to walk a path of the warrior instead of a healer, and my daughter is not as magically inclined. So I need somebody that is capable of making sure they stay safe, now more than ever. It would also assure that you stay on the move, considering our enemies love to cause trouble for us both when we are stagnant.
Yes.
As he stands up, he goes over towards one of the tables, mostly clean in this regard, as it is often where he keeps various particular prized trinkets or pieces of equipment that he prefers not to just lose. He makes sure that this area remains as clean as possible. And he has a pair of boxes as they sit on this desk. As he picks up the smaller one first, as he brings it over towards you. Even though you are a healer, there is no reason for you to not be able to defend yourself. I'm sure that your combat classes have gone well enough for me to realize that you will need something like this to assure your victory in the future.
She holds out both her hands to accept it.
As you take the box and you open it, you see what are these 2 golden bracers that bear the mark of your god. A massive lion face with a pair of wings on each side. The mouth wide open and the kind of like teeth-like jaws embossed upon it.
These are beautiful. Thank you.
And finally, a personal gift from an old friend of mine. She wanted to assure that you would not worry about armament for the future. And as he brings over the other box, it's a wee bit heavier, but like still light in the relative size of it.
She opens it.
A massive, well, not massive, a bright and kind of colored breastplate that kind of fits your current outfit alongside. Made from an extremely lightweight metal as your hands kind of run across its surface. It is almost familiar in nature from where it comes from.
There's a part of her that almost wants to question if it's okay for her to have these things, but she knows that he does not do these sorts of things lightly or without good reason. So after a moment with her mouth just open, she just straightens up again and says, "Thank you."
You're welcome. The path is long and the night is often dark. Hopefully, these will guide you in times where you might feel that you might need protection and blades to keep you safe.
Blades.
As he says that and see as he picks up one of the bracers, a kind of faint push of magic as you see these massive pata blades come out of the mouth as they conjure alongside, hidden from those of suspecting natures.
I see.
And then as he puts it down, you can see as the blade kind of just sinks back into the mouth.
Oh. No. So, as she starts to kind of, like, put on the bracers.
Perfect.
Should I be going by a different name or disguise when watching over your children?
I think the one that you have right now is fine.
I see.
As for your name, I do not think that they can make any association. This mission will be very difficult. Your main task is to keep them out of danger as much as possible. If you notice anyone from the Order of the Sharzen deciding to encroach, you are to pull them out immediately.
Yes, very well.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it is imperative that they do not know that it is I who have sent you.
Of course.
Should your identity be revealed, we will cross that bridge when we get there.
Right.
Now, as for the other matter that is concerning me, considering that this is of no small detail, our fortunate Magus, who has allowed my children to enter this city, may either know or not know. It does not matter. You will need to join his guild, under the pretense that you are a healer looking for work. And as such, and you can see as he goes back to his desk, he starts writing upon a piece of paper. And while there is no, like, seal to it, there is a weight to any Magus of this position that kind of just like it. If they command it, anyone below any position is to follow it. And as he finishes writing, it is also a means of making sure that you keep an eye on whoever the hell this knight is. He was sent from Orifheim, so I already have my suspicions. And I wouldn't doubt that it was Lord Alucard who arranged this little matter. So he should be arriving within the tower in a few moments, but hand him this, and then he will probably instruct you where to go from there. So he hands you the letter.
Take it.
How are you feeling?
I am feeling well, a bit embarrassingly. There's almost a bit of excitement for me, I suppose. Even if it is to experience what adventurers do is interesting to me. And now I will be putting what I've learned to active use. It will be good to see how far my lessons have gone.
It is like I said, the night is often dark, the road is long.
Yes.
Do not let your excitement get the better of you at times, though.
Of course, I will not.
And you see as he comes back around and he looks down towards you.
Most importantly, stay safe.
I will.
As he gives you a pat on the shoulder, and he goes to sit down.
You're dismissed.
She does a small bow, and she leaves.
As you leave, you can still feel that there is a world of stress on the shoulders of this man. And as the door closes, you give a breath of just this measure of freedom and as well as this new drive. But before you can make headway, you hear a voice just out of the corner where the door, towards like the door hinges, immediately to your right. Well, that was certainly interesting.
Freeze, and I look over.
As you do, you can see a tall, thin, lithe, somewhat tan man with these long black locks lean down in a pair of round spectacles, heavily opaque. His entire outfit is black and almost militant in design, with various gold trimmings. As along the side of him is this beautiful blackened spellcaster's book.
Do I know him?
You do not.
Turns to face him. Excuse me?
It's interesting to see how that all played out. I will say, though, the fact that Amon-Ra has managed to keep an eye on you for as long as more than most others is very interesting to me. Well, personal friend aside, he's very about you, I suppose, for the moment. I wonder if it might mean something.
I don't... Oh, no, what? I would care about that. But right now, she takes a step towards him. Have you been eavesdropping on the meeting that was just happening?
Oh, I eavesdrop everywhere. Most people are far too loud about the things that they say, regardless of how quiet they say things.
Who are you?
To you? You can call me Zaki.
Do I recognize that name?
You do not.
Okay. Well, considering what was just talked about, the importance of it, and that this random person has just listened in and everything, she takes another firm step towards him, and, like, I think immediately, like, the blades are already, like, summoned out of the bracers. And
so you must be Ifrit's favorite, then.
I don't know what you're talking about, but you.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to tell anyone. I prefer not to tell anyone anything anyways. I just wanted to make sure that our mutual friend managed to get here on time and in one piece. However, he did leave in quite a fiery step now, didn't he?
Your friend is no friend of mine.
Sure thing. Of course. I overassumed.
Now, what reason for all this? What are you doing? What is your aim here?
Like I said, I just needed to make sure that Amon-Ra got here on time. He is often a lost-minded individual, but I think a lot more of the interesting things that are happening around you. So, it'll be fun to see where you go.
I don't know who you are, but I know that if you're just standing out here openly, and you're able to actually be here, then you're actually probably a welcome presence here. But right now, I am not really welcoming what you're talking about. You just eavesdropping on everything.
Like I said, I eavesdrop on everything.
You should really maybe stop, especially with this work. If you put anything of my work in jeopardy, I may be a healer. That doesn't mean I don't know how to take a life, too. If I need to.
You know, I haven't met somebody who has actually succeeded in that effort. Yet. But, I do enjoy your fiery nature, and like I said, I can understand to see why Free likes you so much. But, word to the wise is kind of the glasses lower a bit. If you intend to threaten, it's best to know that there are often those leagues above you. As you see, as a small black smoky cat kind of comes out from behind the hair, and almost as it leans towards his own ear. Ah, that's right. I have a meeting somewhere else. It was nice meeting you, Veil Aurora. Try not to.
Nice seeing you leave, Zaki.
Try to be a bit more kinder to those of more of the cattier disposition. I can promise you they will be to your benefit than against it. As you see, as he kind of just waves his hand, his form kind of changes into a slight dark mist, before fading away, and all you see on the ground, staring up at you, is this kind of small black ball of a cat, this real little meow, as it stares up at you with a gold and a silver eye, keeping an eye on you.
He squints at it for a moment and is having an internal struggle right now. She doesn't want to hurt a cat, but also she has something to do. She's already... Oh no, she might be late. She also can't go tell Ignus right now because of multiple reasons, so she's just... It just huffs and just marches off.
And the cat doesn't follow you, but it does, like, kind of like you could see the head follows you down every time you go to check your shoulder, and then as you finally descend, it just disappears in a wisp. As you reach towards the bottom of the tower, as you are rushing your way down, you make it to the bottom of the tower, where you begin to see the several faces and the leagues of people from all walks of life within the realm of Al-Anon. As you see the entire major floor at the bottom of the tower, you also notice what looks like to be this huge arching gateway that leads to the lower dungeons here within the city. As you can see, there is an entire line of guards and Promethean Praetorians that are specifically designed to make sure that no monsters make their way out. As you get all the way to the bottom, you can see one of the major halls that kind of line these windows, where those who are kind of just turning over items to trade in for gold, as well as various other kind of small meeting places where adventurers have gathered and made it a mission and a task to make this kind of like a grand hub for the city and many of its adventuring lifestyles. As you begin to pass through, you see one of the other mage dioceses kind of having a conversation with this bright orangish red hair man, kind of like cut along the sides, along with this the same kind of beard on his face. His entire left forearm is missing and replaced with a mechanical hand, as well as his left eye also replaced with this massive piece of magical technology to replace it. As you see, as one of the Forge Masters from the Forge Masters Guild within the tower, as they have a much more grayer design with these kind of like almost dwarven wolf-like motif that kind of wraps around just the sides of the shoulders here. As the conversation comes to an end, you take note that this man, the bright red-haired one, is familiar to the instructions based on the letter that you were given. This Vance C. Knight.
Vance. Okay.
For you.
Then she will walk up to him.
As you do, he kind of comes to the end of the conversation with this Forge Master before looking towards you. Hello? Can I help you?
Yes. My name is Vale. I have a letter to deliver to you.
Oh. As kind of takes the letter and just... Lucky day! Well, I guess I'm finally being acknowledged around here. Talk about an early and welcoming reception as he kind of puts the note into his, into the harness of his outfit. As he looks at you. I can't believe it. A Magus is actually sending me a healer. That's... I thought I would have had to stay here all day in order to look for one, and yet by fate alone. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Vance C. Knight, as he kind of extends out the mechanical hand and and switches towards his right.
She takes it. Shakes.
Well, I'm relatively sure there's a number of details that I'm willing to go over with you. But if you want to learn a bit more, I can just give you the bare details, and then I'll send you over to the guild hall. Whenever the case you want to meet the those who might be helping me out later.
Yes, that sounds lovely.
Fantastic. My research is mostly within magical technology, and I professionalize in magical technology. It kind of just like robot hands around. And my task within the lower dungeons is to discover and research the Lost Age. So those are kind of my two major things. And I've just been in need of building a guild party, so that way we can descend within the dungeons. Hopefully that's everything you might want to immediately know.
Yes, that all sounds wonderful. I greatly look forward to this. I hope I can be of help.
Fantastic. So, and you can see as he kind of goes into his bag, he pulls out what is this small, light silver orb, a mercurial atlas. As it kind of just flows out into this small, flat 3D plane of the city. And he goes in, he points towards the southwest end. That is where I have set up shop for the time being. I got approval some few weeks ago and have been able to establish myself. And you'll find that it has comfort lodging and a entire workshop for magical tools and trinkets, as well as anything that you might need for your particular capabilities.
That sounds wonderful. I'm glad to hear about the lodging. I was worried about having to try to find that.
Oh, yes. I'm probably one of the only few guild houses that actually have a house.
It's comforting to know that you're so well prepared.
I've spent a great deal of time trying to make sure I do. It took some time getting some approval, especially for the Magusdiasis, but I feel like my research is going to really mean something. So it will be good to have those who are far more capable than I in the field for research. You can tell he's a little awkward, but like he gets very excited by these things, these topics.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I do have a little bit more business to deal with here. I'm currently dealing with a bit of a soldier issue up in the north end of the city. But if you want to go ahead and head over to the guild house, by all means.
I will. Thank you. I look forward to working with you.
I look forward to working with you as well, Vale. And thank you again so very much.
Of course.
Alright. And as you go to travel throughout the city of Kerymorath, you can see, whilst, again, a lot of these walks of life, these buildings having been constructed by mages, and its entire layout is systematically very understanding. Not to say that there are those with seedier intents that have not made their way into the city and avoided the Grand Mage on several different occasions, but it's safe here for the most part. As you make your way down south and see as the tall buildings before finally beginning to slightly disperse into smaller residential buildings. And by the time you make it to the far southwest end, kind of about a couple miles out from the major walls that make up these cities as this massive island town or city, you see within this long stretch of residential homes as well as these kind of bigger buildings, you can see that there's this small lot, or a sizable lot, that has a building just covered in magical technology, kind of just strewn across. You also notice a massive piece of brand new magical engineering known as a Ven Reaver kind of just parked alongside the home.
She's just gonna kind of look around first. Especially might just kind of look to see if there's any cats around because of that weird encounter.
You find yourself just looking around and trying to gauge. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. Perception. Includes specialty.
I don't think there's anything with the specialty. Did you take... I think you took proficiency in perception.
Yeah, we have proficiency, but I don't know about any specialties yet.
Specialties are something for like later stuff, but
okay,
it like involves like
expertise.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
16. You see a number of cats all around this neighborhood, all of varying different design, between calicos to tuxedos to your standard black cats to your very fluffy white kind of flat-faced cats, some that look a little bit more raggedy, and you kind of just get a feeling that this is just the standard issue with cats. Cats live in these neighborhoods.
She makes like a little face, but she sighs and just continues on.
Alright. As you spend quite a bit of time trying to catch the cats, you take note as you enter through the door that there's already a little bit of talking and chattering before you see popping out, who quickly had returned back within the guild, is Vance. Is like, Oh, I was wondering if I would catch you or you catch me. Never mind. Great news. We are filling out the party quite quickly as he brings you over and tries to introduce you well within the foyer. As you enter the room, you can see what looks like to be this massive human man. Bright red, orangish hair, just like Vance, with a single braid that kind of curls out from behind the ear. You see a short Eladrin woman, face as pale as snow and kind of just built for the wild a bit. And then a pair of very familiar looking fire genasies. A taller, older male-looking one, and a youthful female-looking one with hairs that have these massive curls that go on for miles. As Vance is like, say hello to the party.
Hello?
And with that, this is where we're going to go ahead and end today's session.
Okay.